Hello, hello, hello. Guess what time it is? Yep, you guessed it. It's time to ring the Independence 1776 bells. Yeah, there we go. All right. It was time for that, wasn't it? Yeah, it was time for that. Oh, I thought I'd come out. I was going to go out, take a little walk, goof around a little, and I thought, well, why not go out and shoot a little video while you're at it. Outside messing around. It's a nice, sunny, beautiful day. Absolutely beautiful. Just can't ask for a nicer evening. So I thought I'd walk and talk a little bit. I just did a couple videos on the 1728 French infantry musket. The one from Access or Military Heritage that I picked up that they was kind enough to send me. And when I got it, it was just an amazing piece to look at. And I looked it over and everything looked good to me. So I didn't see anything wrong with it that I could see real up close. Maybe a couple places there might have been something, but it's such a mesmerizing piece that it kind of puts you in a fog or something. I don't know, but I just ended up drilling the touch hole in it, and because I was wanting to shoot it. And then, well, I don't know, got sidetracked and didn't get around to it for a while. And then finally, I decided to do a review on it, look it over, and I was down there in the old basement and started reviewing that baby and looking her over, and I'm like, what is going on here? You know, the barrel has got a gap between the stock and the breech plug, and there's a couple cracks in the back of the stock there coming from the butt plate. And I swear that wasn't there before when I got it. I'm thinking that for sure. I would think I would have noticed that like right away, because there's a guy who got one. It has a YouTube video up I watched, and he got one that was cracked. And I'm like, it's cracked on both sides. The wood shrunk away, or isn't up again the breech plug. I'm going to say that more than likely the wood that they used to make the stock for that, it wasn't cured, wasn't dried out enough. You know, a lot of times you take wood and you dry it, and it gets dry, it cracks. So I'm thinking maybe that might be the case for that. Maybe it just wasn't that dry, and it drew out. My humidity down there's about 55-60%, so maybe that dried it out more, and it just kind of ended up cracking because it was actually a little bit green when they made the stock. You know, there's a trick to all that kind of stuff that people don't realize, and they find out when they're doing to try to do a stock and everything. They just get some wood and whatever, and if it's not cured right, when it dries out, it can surely crack on you, and that happens. And there's a lot of guns and stuff that are cracked, very expensive guns. They got cracks in them, but you never know it because they glue them up and they cover that crack up, so you would never know it was cracked there in the first place. But the guy that made it would know, or anybody that's seen it would know that it was that way. So more than likely, it's one of them things. But I did a look at it, and I think that somebody was almost like something I would make, where, oh, that almost fits. And then, oh, I could never get it to fit just right. It either don't fit, or I took a little bit too much, took a little too big a bite out of it, you know, something like that maybe. They just don't quite go together. Oh, that's all right. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about if it don't fit quite right. I'm telling you, don't worry about it. We got wood putty. Yes, we do. We got wood putty. We'll just putty it up. Nobody will notice. Yeah, right. So, but I will tell you, it's a mesmerizing piece of history. Then I took it out and shot it, and wow, yeah, there's just something about shooting it. I used 80 grains of black powder, Schutzen, and I used a clay ball. Sometimes I drop 2 in there. I don't know how good those did, but I had a good time doing that. The target wasn't too far away. Used a patch for a 50 caliber like Thompson or something like that, soaked in flaxseed oil. Guaranteed that the patch made it more accurate. That's a fact. And the pan being bigger and everything, I think it had a little more fouling and that kind of wonderful stuff, you know. Nothing worse than some fouling, right? Had some fouling. But I had a good time shooting it. That was a lot of fun. I'm like wanting to drag it out and shoot it right now. It's like, man, let's get that out and shoot it. But I got it all cleaned up and oiled and everything, because I don't like to let them sit around all grimy. I got the inside of that barrel cleaned out. She shines, and it's beautiful all the way from every 40, I think it's 46-inch long barrel. It's beautiful all the way up and down. Very beautiful, very beautiful. Yes, sir. Got it all nice and clean. I have a aluminum rod I bought that I cut a hole in the end of it and made myself a cleaning rod, and it leaves, when you hold on to it, you wind up with the aluminum on your hands and stuff. It leaves the residue off your hands. But I thought that would work because I wanted some kind of metal, but I didn't want any kind of metal that's harder than the steel that's, you know, in the barrel. I don't want to scratch stuff up or nothing. But I take a cordless drill and hook on the end of it, and might pay to get something to hold your gun in case it gets real tight so your gun don't start spinning around. But anyway, I hooked that on there and just spun a rag in and out of it and everything with a little WD-40 and polished draw out. I hung it up and washed it out with hot water and dried it with the air hose and cleaned her all up and cleaned up the lock and everything. I didn't take the barrel off or nothing and remove the bands. I thought, I really don't want to chip up the finish. And I don't think it's that necessary. I just used the air hose to blow down in the edges of the wood, between the wood and the barrel, and then I saturate the barrel with WD-40, so it should dry out pretty good down in there in case any water got in it. And it also should take and lubricate it up, so you know, if you do pull the barrel, it won't be solid rust underneath. We don't need that. We don't need to have a rusty barrel. So I think the WD-40 will run right down in there, just like the air blew out whatever was in between there. So, but that's my choice of lubricants. That's basically all I use is WD-40. Wipe them down and clean them up. Seems to do the trick. I expect hot water gets all the fouling out and everything, cleans that up. So, but I got her all cleaned up and put back up. I was contemplating shooting something else. I got to fill back up my old powder horn because I ain't got any powder in it. So that's something else I need to do before I start thinking about cracking off some more videos, huh? Oh, junk in the mail. Yep, junk in the mail. But I guess I'd rather get junk in the mail than bills, right? Bills are no fun. We don't want no Ralph's, Tony's, Jim's, or Biz. That's supposed to be a joke. Anyway, bills in the mail, we don't need that. As our old pal Red Fox from Sanford's son said, what do you bring that in the house for? Put that back in the mailbox. You know, ain't gonna be taking no bills here. So I kind of like that philosophy, but guess what? It didn't seem to work too good. Get you in trouble. That's for sure. But we're here goofing around, doing whatever, nothing exactly historically accurate or anything like that. Just having some fun, trying to goof around, have some fun, enjoy ourselves a little bit as we wind down into the fall here. All the leaves are dropping and all that good stuff. Trying to have a good time. You trying to have a good time, are ya? Yeah, I'm trying. So, eating too much bread, that's one thing I'm doing. I keep wanting to grab these sandwiches. Get me a sandwich. You know, so I'm supposed to be cutting my bread then take down and eat more apples, cinnamon, and nutmeg. Oh man, those are good. Now I got these gnarly apples up here that Mother Nature's give to me. I need to get those picked still. I haven't picked those apples, and I gotta get them before the frost. You're gonna wait till the frost and they get ruined, huh? Well, they are a good tasty apple, but I'm trying to figure out if they're ready or not, you know, because they've been green. Some apples are green. Well, these little guys, I just noticed from a distance, either they're shot or they're ripening up, because I can see them and they're getting red all over. So maybe they're a real late apple, because it's mighty red now, where before it was mighty green. Mighty green, but these are ripening on the tree. And they're looking red. Some of them are. You can't tell from down here. But, oh well. We've got some apples from the orchard, great big old red ones. So we tend to eat those instead of the old ones off the tree. That's that first year it's had on there. I did a lot of praying about getting some apples on that tree, and lo and behold, they are there. And they taste real good and sweet. That's for sure. Tasty stuff, I say. Oh, it's very tasty. All right, well, I didn't bring the dogs with me. I guess I forgot them. Left them in the house. They didn't come and say, hey, let's take a walk. So I took this walk by myself. So now I watch this back. I won't be able to see the dogs goof around in the background, which I didn't notice when I filmed it, but I noticed them when I watched it, which is always entertaining and fun. But lots of pollen in the air, so if you have allergies, things of that nature, you might find yourself having some fun or something of that nature. Or lilac bush, that crazy thing was blooming and having flowers and stuff on it. Ain't supposed to be doing that, but something crazy happened to it. It looked like something sat down in the middle of it. The middle branch inside of it is broken. It's been that way for a good while. I realized there's a bird nest on the end of that. So something pretty good size must have tried to climb up there to that bird's nest, and the limb ended up breaking. That's what it looks like to me, as far as I could tell. And the only thing I've heard of, and I haven't seen it, was some folks in the neighborhood told me there's a big bobcat running around here somewhere. So maybe that bobcat climbed himself up there, and that broke when he got up to the top of it to get into that bird's nest, and he got himself a bird dinner. Plus the dogs, they get a little crazy and stuff around here for some reason. So if a bobcat's out here lurking around, that would probably do it, right? That would do it. So I hope everybody enjoyed the time I played with the 1728 French infantry musket. It was a good time for me. It was fun to shoot. I couldn't say that I didn't like it quite well. I do like it. I like it quite well. Quite well, I do. Would you trade your old lady for one of these muskets? Oh, let me think about that for a while, would you? Oh, goodness. Well, I guess it's about time for me to sign off of the old video and go do something else. I think I'm going to sit down, relax, drink some coffee. I just had another one of them bratwurst cheese-filled hot dog buns. It was pretty tasty. And a small slice of pizza. Yep, all stuff I'm not supposed to be eating now. You don't supposed to eat that stuff, you know. You're supposed to be on water. Water? Whoa, I don't think I can live on water. Yeah, but water's all you can drink. And that's all you can eat. Have yourself a water sandwich. Okay. Right, and that's about how it is too when you're trying to recuperate, get yourself back into shape. It's like, man, I can't, you just look at food and it's like, whoa, I think I just gained 5 pounds, eh? But you know, you gotta eat to keep your strength up. You gotta eat healthy, you gotta take your vitamins. And apparently it didn't come on overnight, so it's not gonna leave overnight. So you gotta work at it and stay after it. And every once in a while, you're gonna have a little bit of struggle, but you'll get through it. That's what I'm trying to do. My goal is to control my appetite so I'm not hungry all the time, right? So, all right, man, let me sign off here, and everybody have a great day, and we will talk to you later.